Flosstube, welcome back. If you're brand new, welcome to you as well, and thank you for stopping by. If you like this channel, I hope you'll hit subscribe or like, or both. I'm planning on doing a little giveaway pattern-wise when we get to 100 subscribers, and I hope you join us. This is a relatively new channel. I started in the beginning of May for Stitch Mania, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. But it's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video, so I figured it's about time that I get to it. Now, if you're wondering about my strange title to the video, Chasing Floss for a Pandemic in a Pandemic, there's a little story behind that. It involves these beauties. I ordered floss from Ancora Crafts. They're on Etsy, and that's a wonderful shop, by the way. And because I needed plenty of DMC 52, which I'm going to be using for a big project. But DMC 52 has been discontinued, so it is not always easy to find. So I ordered 20 skeins from Ancora to make sure I had plenty for this big project. I've ordered from Etsy before to have things delivered, needle minders, that kind of thing, and I've never had a problem. Well, this time there was a problem, and I'm not sure, it might have been Google Autofill did this to me, but when I got the shipping notification, it had the address for where I lived 8 years ago, and I've moved twice since then. So it was a little bit involved trying to chase it down. Probably an hour and a half on the phone with the post office just to wind up them telling me they couldn't do anything about it, to actually driving out there earlier today, an hour each way to go pick this package up. So I was chasing the floss for pandemic in a pandemic. So if you haven't seen this already, here it is. Long Dog Samplers Pandemic. Isn't that something? It is going to be a beautiful pattern. I've gotten a little bit of a tiny start on it. I had some hardanger that was probably bought a year or so ago that was solid white. So I used some Rit dye and dyed it like a pearl gray color. And now I'm using the DMC 52 on it. And I love the colors in here. It's just beautiful. So I've already gotten a little start. I had 3 skeins of 52. But I know that wasn't enough to do pandemic, so that's why I ordered from Ancora Crafts, and they were incredibly fast. I ordered from them Sunday night, and granted, it was delivered to my old address, but that wasn't Ancora's fault. That was mine, or Etsy. I'm still not 100% sure what happened. But yeah, so I ordered Sunday night, had it on Wednesday. And I have to show you this one other color that I bought. If I can get the bag open. This, because DMC 115, which is my favorite variegated red, has also been discontinued. So I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to find that. So they had on their site this anchor floss called Candy Apple Variegated. It's 1206 is the number. I don't know if you can see it, but that's got some great colors in it. And it does remind me a bit of 115. But it has a nice variegation in it, so I did pick up a few of these because I had never seen these before. And I really like them. So yeah, I drove to my residence from 8 years ago to pick up floss for a pandemic during a pandemic. Oh, yeah. But I got them, so I'm really happy. Okay, so next, couple of quick items I wanted to talk about. One, there is a floss tube that I absolutely love, and I don't comment on it nearly enough. Usually just lazy and hit the like button, but I really enjoy it. And she does a daily little vlog style, and it's called Off the Grid Needlearts, and it's Caroline. She does a wonderful little channel. She does cross stitch, and there's some fun knitting. She's knitting the coolest little socks right now. I just love them. I need to learn how to knit better than I do now. I can knit an Afghan, but that's about it. But she did a talk the other day, I think Monday, on human rights in Flosstube, and how human rights is not a political issue, it's a human issue, a global human issue. And she does it far better than I ever could. So I am going to link her video below, and highly recommend it, and highly recommend her channel. So go check it out if you get a chance. The other thing is, too, we've got Stitch Mania has announced they're going to do kind of a talk show program on Flosstube. So I am really looking forward to that. So congrats to Coffee Stitcher and Katie on getting taking that task on. I think it's going to be awesome, and I'm looking forward to seeing their first one. And next item that I had, for a lot of you might not know, is that I was a meetup organizer for about over 10 years, and recently we're making the move over to Facebook instead of Meetup. For me, it's gotten to be a little bit cost prohibitive, which the cost of Meetup plus the cost of Zoom and all that, and it just wasn't working. So we're making the move over to Facebook. I've got my social groups are set up, and every month in one of our social groups we had a Stitch and Bitch or Craft and Chat, however you want to call it. So I decided on Facebook I was going to make a separate group for stitching, because it goes right into, you know, what we've been meeting in person every month doing. So it is called Cross Stitch Corner, and it's on Facebook, brand spanking new. It's going to be a very casual group with some challenges, mostly non-counting ones, but there will be an occasional counting one with prizes, a little pricing for the end of it, and designers are welcome there. There's a small business Saturday set up for designers and LNS shops to add links to their shops and put it in the small business thread. Floss tubers are welcome to post their new floss tubes on there. All your whips are welcome, your finishes, your FFOs. But I hope you'll come join us on there. I think it's going to be a fun group. Like I said, it just opened up, so it's teeny tiny right now. But hopefully it'll keep on growing, and I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, we've been doing this every month in person, so I think it's going to be fun to be able to expand, to have Cross Stitch Corner not limited to a particular location, but to be everywhere. So, and open to everybody. So I'm looking forward to it. So that's Cross Stitch Corner I've covered, Stitch Mania I've covered, Chasing the Floss I've covered. How about some whips? I always love seeing whips. Do you like seeing whips? Okay, so part of the thing I've been doing is enchanted stitching challenges during the month of June. Not July yet, almost. But, so I've been doing enchanted stitching challenges, and they do a featured movie every month, and this month has been Monsters, Inc. I love that movie. So I've been having some fun with finding my whips that can apply to different themes that they have every week. It's been kind of cool. And actually, this pandemic one that I'm working on, I've I've applied it to 2 of the challenges this week. So there's one that has animals in it. So this definitely has animals in it. And another one of the challenges is for the numbers. It has to have numbers in it. And this does have, at the very bottom, it does say 2020 on it. So I was able to apply it for that. And then another one I was able to apply was Pilgrim. Yay! So Pilgrim was based on, the challenge was something that would be when Mike gives, Sully gives Mike some smelly cologne to wear for his date. So it could be low tide, a smelly dog, garbage. Believe it or not, I did apply Pilgrim to that, so I'm going to be working on that some more this week. Because, you know, it is long dog, so there's a smelly dog. There's a dog that could be smelly. And there's also down towards the bottom a little ocean scene with a boat on it, so that could be low tide. So I'm applying that to that. So Enchanted Stitching Challenges, if you haven't checked out that group, it's a lot of fun. And next one that I'm working on is I'm applying to 2 challenges. Whoops. Just threw the floss on the floor. Alright, so this is Jane Austen, Real Comfort. There's also a Real Comfort Sal for that on Instagram. And so the challenge was it had to be cute or romantic. So I figured since it's Jane Austen, you can't get much more romantic than that. So I'm working on that. Last time I just had 1817 done, and now I'm working on the border that goes around the saying. So that one's going to be fun. I enjoy stitching on this one quite a bit, and I'm using the DMC 115, and I have enough for this project, but we'll have to see about getting more, or I might use that Anchor Candy Apple one. I'm really happy with the Anchor Black, so I'm looking forward to trying out their variegated, which I've never tried before. Oh, that reminds me, Pandemic. There is a Sal on Instagram. It's LD Pandemic Sal. So definitely check that out. There's some fun designs going on there and some great color combinations. I absolutely love it. So LD Pandemic Sal, and I'll put the hashtag down below as well. Okay, so next one that I'm working on is, I just started this, so it's a brand new start, and I did use it for the stitching for one of the stitching challenges, but I wasn't able to get it the full 250 stitches done, mainly because this is my first time working on 36 count 1/1, so I'm definitely a little slow right now, but I think I can speed it up once we go. I have a magnifying light, super helpful. So I'm using Huckleberry Farm, and the challenge was to use something that had winter in it, and upper corner here is a little snow-capped mountain, so that's what I'm using for that. And I love the little bears and the houses. So that one I only got a tiny little start on, but I'm planning on working on this a little more tonight. I love this fabric. This is from Picture This Plus, and it's Sprite. Very, very pretty. And so, yeah, tiny, tiny little stitches. But, oh, gosh, I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to finish that one, but it's going to be a while. Now, that was one of last week's challenges. So I have Pilgrim and Pandemic so far for the 4 challenges this week, and Pandemic I was able to use twice. So my 4th one for this week is something from that either starts with a C or D or an A for the Child Detection Agency. So we got my little Zen piece, which is a favorite of mine. This is Daily Walk in the Woods by Carolyn Manning. So pretty. So many trees. I double checked. I asked Erin to Martini Stitcher if it was alright if I used the all the freaking trees hashtag she started to work on Daily Walk in the Woods as well. And she was perfectly cool with it. So that's awesome. So this is where I am now. And I'll definitely be putting some more work into this week. I may actually participate. Caroline from Off the Grid Needlearts is having a little, she's calling it a jowl weekend. So instead of a sal, it's jammies. So stitching your jammies. She's having a stitching your jammies weekend on her Facebook group. So I will probably join in for that. No, not probably. I will. I'm sure I will. Now this one is a bit of a disappointment for the diversity sal. I had wanted to stitch on this representation and diversity sal. I'll put the link below because I'm probably saying it wrong right now. I should have put a note right here and I didn't. But I'm working on We Are the Same. And everything I stitched on Juneteenth, I ended up having to rip out. I was having a day. So I'm still only here because I've ripped out everything that I stitched on Juneteenth. So we're going to try that again. It's not one of my challenge pieces right now, but I still want to work on it. I don't know if I think I did mention in my video before, in one of my previous videos, that I do want to donate this to a library or maybe even like Boys and Girls Club, something to put up on the wall. So it's a place that can be seen and not just hanging in my wall where only me and a few friends and my cat see it. I think it needs to be somewhere it can be recognized. The next one I put a little bit of work into was my coffee one, and I love this pattern. This is from Heartstring Samplery. It's Coffee Confessions. I just love this one. And again, this is one where I stitched on it last week and ended up ripping out half of it. I think partly kind of my stress level is a bit high. There's some stuff going on in my life, but so I think that's probably why I ended up doing having the frog visit me multiple times last week. So this is where I'm at right now. So I finished that curly Q, all the wavy vine border all the way across, and worked a little more on the tree. And yeah, this is on 18 count Fiddler's Cloth Aida, which I absolutely love for doing kind of the more rustic pieces. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And to me, it's softer than regular Aida, and maybe that's just me, but it seems softer. So this isn't actually going to be a very long video. This is good. So I'm not taking up too much of your time. I had a little bit of haul other than the floss. And I've had this for a couple of weeks, but I looked back to see if I had posted this on my whip video, and it wasn't on there. So I don't think I've shown it yet. I love this series. It's from Carriage House Samplings. And if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know that I'm a nut for houses. So yeah, this is the Houses of Hawkrun Hollow. Woo. Absolutely love it. Now the only thing I'm not digging, I'm not sure about the verse in this bottom corner, but they do have it so you can do each one individually. And I was thinking of doing 25 count potato Lugana, and 1/1, each of these little houses would fit wonderfully in a little 4x4 frame. So I've got a couple narrow areas on my wall, like if you can see right back there, that would fit perfectly for like a series of little 4x4s. So I'm thinking I might do that, and maybe do something so I'm not sure about finishing yet. Either just do individual frames or some way to connect all of them together, and yeah, do each house individually instead of one big piece. But I do love this whole series from Carriage House, and lofty goal, you know, I need to live to be 300, but I would love to stitch all the designs in their series. And then I saw Mountain Laurel Stitches has Shenandoah, which is also from Carriage House. I want to stitch that one too. Too many patterns, too little time. All right. Oh, and the other one that I got some work in, and I actually did make the 250 stitches on it for Enchanted Stitching, but it's going to be hard to tell. That's Mini Small Magellanic Cloud from Heaven and Earth Designs. And I worked only in 310 black, but that took no time to get 250 stitches of black in here, because there's a lot of black in this pattern. So yeah, I'm right at the edge of where the cloud's going to start. I did some more down on this way, put in some more black stitches all the way around a little cluster right here. Oh, this is a gift stitch. Maybe I'll have it done by the time they retire. They're in college now. That's all I have for projects right now. I'd love to see what you guys are up to, and I love watching the Flosstubes. There are so many good ones out there that I really enjoy. Again, check out Caroline at Off the Grid Needlearts. She's wonderful. I don't want to use the word like Zen-like, but I just so there's something about her videos I find very relaxing. It's just like sitting down and chilling with a friend, and she makes me want to learn how to knit, so better than I do now. And all these cute socks that she's making, plus all of her cross stitch. She is working on Long Dog right now, and I think it's Death by Cross Stitch, but either Death by Cross Stitch or Life After Death. Anyways, before I go, I want to share with you a book that I just started reading. I'm about a third of the way in, and I'm absolutely loving it because it blends two of my favorite genres together, which is historical fiction and fantasy. Historical fiction, I'm kind of picky. I need to have some real, if you're going to do a period fiction piece, I want some reality in it. Some events, you know, the correct attire, the correct furnishings, you know, I'm a history nut, and I read history books for fun. So, yeah, I do need some reality mixed in with my historical fiction. This book is succeeding at that, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I think it just came out in paperback. This is the paperback version. I think it only just came out a month or two ago in paperback. It's the 10,000 Doors of January, and by Alex Harrow. Fantastic book. I stayed up way past my bedtime last night reading this, and I did not want to put it down. There is so much imagination and creativity wrapped up in this book. Yeah, really enjoying it. Very pleasantly surprised. I pretty much don't hate any book that I read, but you know, sometimes you're just kind of like, me, yeah, it's all right. This one is very hard to put down, and highly recommended if you like fantasy, if you like historical fiction, or just something that's so full of imagination and creativity on every page. Like I said, I'm only a third of the way through it, but I'm loving every moment of it. So yeah, 10,000 Doors of January by Alex Harrow. Check it out. So that's all I got for everybody today. I hope you're all doing well. Please take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And check out the Cross Stitch Club, the new Cross Stitch Corner, our new little Facebook group for cross stitch. And I hope you'll join us on there. And I'll see you at my next video or on Instagram. Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.